And here we begin cutting the artificial red ribbon, guys, and inaugurating the fast track course for tax. Good afternoon, everyone. While afternoons are meant to be sleepy, we are going to have a very energetic, very amazing tax fast track course. Guys, whether you've not been able to clear this CA inter attempt or whether you're looking at November 22 as the first time, I am with you for every and anything to do in tax. Guys, this one we are going to cover. I'll tell you the first 5 minutes, I'll tell you how we'll go about it, what we will do, etc. And then we will dive into, I'll tell you exactly what all we're going to be covering before I enter into the technicalities. So I'm just going to add a slide here and I'm just going to tell you what all we are going to do. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, it's so good to be back here, and very high energy fast track course, this one. I hope everyone will benefit a lot from this, because honestly this one has a lot of good things packed in one course. So I'm just going to check whether the recording and everything is perfectly fine. Yes, everything looks perfectly fine. So guys, welcome to class, and before we start, I just want to tell you what is the target. The target is to get plus 60 marks in this paper. So whether it's a difficult paper, whether it's an easy paper, I am targeting a plus 60 for everyone who's attending this class. And how do we achieve this is something like this. Guys, we are going to break it up. The first few days we are going to look at GST, which is basically for 40 marks, and it's generally more manageable, so we will target GST. And then once we finish GST is when we are diving into DT. I can't predict how many hours exactly, but somewhere between 15 to 20 hours. That means somewhere between 3 days to 3.5 days is what it will take for us to complete GST. Now, when I say complete, what do we look at? Guys, I'm putting an eye, or I'm keeping one eye on the day before the exam. How do you prepare well? So from that angle, I'm going to help you. What are we going to do? First, we are going to discuss the chapter. So I'm going to help you understand the chapter. I'm going to give you everything that is important to the chapter, the questions that are coming from the chapter, etc. First we'll discuss. Then we'll have a look at something called, I call my quick book. This quick book, guys, will help you revise the chapter really fast. This quick book is basically replacement of the notes that you would otherwise write. So because one day before the exam, any book is very scary, and this quick book for GST is just about 35 pages, and in 35 pages the entire GST has been covered. I'll give you a glimpse of the quick book when we approach the first chapter, but we'll first discuss the chapter, we'll discuss the quick book, and then we'll look at the module for every chapter, guys. How do we look at the module? Do we have enough time to look at the module? I'll tell you how we look at the module. I've already highlighted the module. So the highlighted module is available with us. So I've already highlighted the important part, and of course we are going to look at questions. So this is what we are going to be doing, and as and when we come to the questions, I'll tell you how predictable the questions can get and how you can ace those 40 marks. Same thing we will do at DT also. Again, when we reach the DT portion, I'll tell you how to go about it, but this is what we're going to do. Besides this, do you need to do anything? This is the same thing that you would probably do before the exam as well. You need to join a link that I have just sent across, guys. I've just pinned a link here. That link is the Telegram link. Also, I will send a Google Drive link which has all the documents, like this quick book is there, the updated quick book as of today is there, then the module is there, highlighted copy of the module. And also, guys, yes, I forgot one more thing. We are also going to do a question bank. Now, what is this question bank? This question bank basically has questions from particular chapters about all the different examination questions that have come from that chapter. So all that and more is going to happen in this GST session. Now that we're talking about GST, let's see how do we go about it and how do we divide our time over these 3 days. So we'll start off about 10 chapters in GST, and we have about, let's say, 17 or 18 hours. So 18 into 60, we have about 1000 minutes to do about 10 chapters. So you get about 1.5 hours per chapter. Is this enough? We'll see. Can we do it? Yes, definitely, guys. We'll do this really well. And in the end, guys, I'm going to, so module in the sense ICI material. Yes, when I say module, I mean ICI material. We are going to be covering the ICI material. So that is what we will do for every chapter in this scheme. First discuss the chapter, then the quick book, then the module, then the question bank, then move ahead to the next chapter. So that's how it's going to be. You can refer to whichever book you want, guys. There is no need to change your books at all. You can refer to whichever books you want. Just supplement it with my quick book, and you can even take a printout of that quick book for your reference purposes. I'll send you a drive link which has all these documents, the question bank, the module, the quick book, everything is there in the drive link, which I'm going to share across here. As always, guys, it is a freewheeling classroom. You can sing a song while you try to understand tax, you can enjoy tax, and any doubt that you have has to be here in this chat box. Make sure you have a lot of fun while you study, guys, because if you're going to be worrying about something, you'll not be able to enjoy it. So let's enjoy it and let's do the best. Perfect. Of course, emoticons are great, guys. If you understand a concept, or if you like a shortcut, you can always put a thumbs up. And if you're very doubtful about something, you'll always put that emojicon which has that little doubt kind of emojicon, and let me know if there is any doubt around something. Perfect. So let's dive into the world, guys. It is that time of the day where we begin the first chapter. But before the chapter, guys, I want to just add one more slide, and I want to tell you how we are going to approach GST. The entire GST works through an example of a company called the Electric Bike Company. So there is a company called the Electric Bike Company. If you've attended my lectures, you already know this company. If you've not, then I will tell you about it. This Electric Bike Company, guys, sells, of course, electric bikes. They manufacture bikes and they sell the bike. Guys, this is a bike which they are going to sell, and this bike costs 1 lakh rupees. This is you at the other end. You is a customer. This is a customer at the other end who is buying a bike so that he can roam around, etc. So this is a customer. Guys, now when Electric Bike Company sells this 1 lakh rupee bike, and let's for some reason assume that Electric Bike Company is already registered under GST. That means we have gone on the portal, they've registered themselves, they have a GST number, and when you enter their showroom, you can see the GST number. Now please tell me, when they supply this bike for 1 lakh rupees, will they charge GST on this, guys? Anyone? Will they be charging GST on this? Yes, they will charge GST, and let's assume the GST rate is 18%, so 18,000 is what they will charge. Now guys, when they pay this GST, do you see someone smiling in the background? Is there someone who's really happy? Yes, the government is really happy with this, guys. So this is what you need to understand. Whenever we pay this money to the government is going to get really, really happy. Now, is the government happy? Yes, it is. You can also see them smiling here. They are happy because they got 18,000 rupees. So my first concept starts here. Are you giving them some tax? Yes. So in relation to this supply, if you purchase anything, example, if you purchase batteries, engines, tires, if you purchase any inputs in relation to this, let's say you purchase batteries from a company called Battery Supply Company, on that will you pay GST? Yes. And on that, can you take credit, guys? This is the first time I'm talking about credit. So let's say you bought a battery worth 10,000 rupees. On that you paid 1800 rupees GST. Can you take credit of this GST? Yes, you can take credit of this GST. What I'm trying to tell you is that if the government, it's like a give and take relationship. If you give a friend a birthday gift, then you can expect a birthday gift also. But if you just tell him like a happy birthday on WhatsApp, that's what you'll get in return. So same thing happens here as well. It's a give and take relationship. If you're going to give GST to the government, you can also expect the government to give you credit. What I mean by credit is that once this 1800 rupees is your credit, then you don't need to pay 18,000 to the government. You can pay 18,000 less 1800 rupees. That is, you can pay 16,200 to the government. We'll talk about more on this, but this is the concept of give and take relationship. This is the concept of a small concept of a supply. Guys, I'm going to explain the entire syllabus here on this first diagram. First, so please understand what is your syllabus in this chapter. Just 1 second. Hello? Yes? Speaking? I'm in a class right now. I'll have to call you back. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so this is Electric Bike Company, guys, and I'm going to explain the entire syllabus. I've not started GST. I'm just trying to explain the syllabus to you guys. This company, guys, when they make a supply, is this a supply or not, will be discussed in a chapter called Supply under GST. That chapter will happen today itself. This is supply of or supply under GST. Now, if there is a supply, the government will charge GST. If there is no supply, there will be no GST. Example, your mom cooking food and giving it to you, is that a supply? Is there GST? No. So what is a supply, what is not, we'll see in a chapter called Supply. Of course, guys, GST is always given as a percentage, 12%, 18%, etc. And hence we also need to know value of supply. So that's another chapter. So one chapter is called supply under GST. Another chapter is how valuable is this bike, or what is the value of this bike. That is given in a chapter called value of supply. Next, guys, do we need to pay? I want your responses, guys. Your response in yes and no, etc. will be great. Do we need to pay government GST on this supply? Yes. But how early do we want to pay it will be discussed in a chapter called time of supply. Next, guys, I can only charge GST, etc. when I am registered. So who needs to register under GST will be discussed in a chapter called registration. Please tell me, guys, your school tuition teacher, was she or he registered under GST? No, but Unacademy is registered under GST. While they both are giving education services, why is that one tuition teacher was not registered but Unacademy is registered? We'll see that in this chapter called registration. Next, guys, if you are going to keep the government happy, then the government is also going to allow you credit, and this credit is called input tax credit, and that is another chapter which we will discuss called input tax credit. Next, after that, guys, does the customer bear the burden of GST? Yes, because if this bike is for 1 lakh rupees and we will charge 18,000 GST, just 1 second. वापस आना थोड़ी देर बाद. Then this customer bears the burden, whereas we are going to collect this GST from them and we are going to pay it. So this, how do we charge this, etc., is discussed in a chapter called charge of GST. Guys, please tell me, do you need to pay your electricity bill every month? Yes. How can you pay it? Can you pay it through your Paytm balance? Yes. If Paytm balance is not enough, can you pay through your cash? Yes. Or your bank account? Yes. Same way, guys, you need to pay your GST liability. First, you can use the credits that you have. If the credits are not enough, then you can pay through cash. Guys, similar to Paytm, etc., that is a chapter called payment. That and ITC will be discussed together. Guys, every time you've gone to McDonald's, every time you ordered a Domino's, etc., or every time you purchased a phone, have you got an invoice? Yes, because in GST, invoice has a lot of importance. So that chapter will be dedicated to invoice. And guys, please tell me here, when EBC supplies a bike to a customer or buys batteries from battery supply company, all that is happening in with us. How does the government get to know of what has happened in the month or in the quarter or in the year? Is when we file returns. So that is a chapter called returns. And while all this is going to happen, guys, the government sincerely feels that some things should not be taxed. Here is a very humane side of government. We don't see it very often, but a very humane side of the government, a very soft, kind heart of the government says that, listen, some things and some goods and some services should be exempted. But guys, there can be so many goods which are under exemption. So hence exemption for goods is not in our syllabus. So only exemptions for services is in our syllabus. Example, guys, the last time you went to visit a doctor, he charged you 500 rupees, but he did not charge you GST. Why is that? Because these services are exempted. So there's a chapter called exemptions. Now, how do we go about this? Is every chapter, of course, there's another chapter called introduction, which we will start off with, and then we'll move ahead. Every chapter that we do, we will discuss that chapter, we'll finish the chapter, and we'll do one exemption. We'll do another chapter and we'll do one exemption, so that we don't feel the burden of doing exemptions at one go. So we'll divide it as and when we discuss chapters. Alright, perfect. Guys, starting off right now with the first chapter called Introduction to GST. Guys, this is the first chapter called Introduction to GST. Do you need to write any notes? Not at all. There is my quick book. Here is my quick book, guys. This quick book is waiting for you. This is almost like your notes only. Here all the chapters are discussed. I'll introduce the quick book to you very, very shortly. But right now, guys, this is the quick book. Perfect. Let's start the first chapter called Introduction to GST. Stay calm, relax, and let's start, guys. Guys, this chapter's importance is 1 on 4. That means, guys, 1 on 5, sorry. That means there is a disturbance in the background. Okay. Let me just check. Alright, it should get better. I think there is some work going on, but I think it should get better now. So this is introduction to GST, guys. On the importance scale, it is just 1 on 5. Yes, on the importance scale, guys, it is just 1 on 5. That means this chapter is hardly seen in the exam, but it's a part of our syllabus, so we are going to cover this chapter before we move ahead. Alright, now first this chapter discusses, the first point they discuss, that what is DT versus what is IDT. According to me, DT is 60 marks and IDT is 40 marks, but that is not the difference they're looking for. They're looking for hardcore technical difference. So DT, let's figure, guys, what is DT. DT is basically a tax on your income. So whenever you earn, right now you guys are students, maybe you're not earning, but whenever you earn on that income, there will be income tax. That is DT. Whereas IDT is whenever you consume, like you go and buy a burger or you buy a mobile phone or a laptop, on that consumption there will be a tax which is called IDT. Not very important, guys. Guys, DT is progressive. What do I mean by DT is progressive? The more you progress in life, the more you earn, the more you pay, which is valid. Guys, do you think DT is a valid thing? Rich people, should they pay taxes? Yes, it is completely valid. I feel it's completely justified. Whereas here, guys, IDT is very regressive, they call. Why regressive, guys? What is regressive? Is because even the richest man of the country, I don't want to name him, but you know who, when he has a bath, even he is using a soap, and even you and even me and even the poorest guy is using a soap, and we are all paying GST on it. So hence, guys, this is regressive. It pulls people into poverty more. Guys, this one is a narrow tax base. Recently, the government said 5 crore people have filed their tax returns this year. Out of a country which has 100 crore population, only 5 crore have filed their return. So DT is basically very narrow. On the other hand, guys, do you think out of the 100 crore people, almost everyone consumes in India? Yes. So this one is much wider in scope. And an example of this is income tax. And an example of this is GST. Guys, this is the first point that we're discussing. DT and IDT. Alright. Guys, while IDT had many taxes earlier, example, guys, earlier, so now this is the first point. Finish this point, guys. Moving ahead, it's not important. Important points I will revise also, but this is a very simple point. Guys, next one. Earlier, guys, we used to have many different taxes. Let me explain, guys. Earlier, when you would manufacture something, example, if this pen was manufactured, on manufacturing there was something called excise duty. So whenever you finish manufacturing, you would pay a certain tax and you would pay to the government. That's called excise duty. Whenever you would sell or you would sell, there was something called sales tax, which was also called value added tax or VAT. Again, whenever you would sell, on that selling there was a tax which is called sales tax or VAT. Again, if you sell interstate, example, one state to another, Maharashtra to Gujarat or Maharashtra to Karnataka, then there would be a central sales tax. Next, when CAs like you and me and you, very soon you, guys, when CAs would provide services, there was something called service tax earlier. So these were very different taxes that would be applicable earlier. Trust me, I am very glad you're doing CA Inter right now, because you don't have to study so many taxes. Guys, can you tell me which has replaced all these taxes in India today? We have replaced all these taxes with GST. So GST, basically, I'm just going to go to a new slide and I'm just going to talk about it. GST was introduced, guys, surprise, it was introduced in the middle of the year on 1st July 2017. Guys, if you want to do anything new, do you wait for a Monday, or do you wait for that 1st of August, or do you wait for the 1st of New Year? Yes, but the government did not wait. The government says we are going to immediately apply it in the middle of the year, that is 1st July 2017. So this was the day GST was introduced into India. Of course, in Jammu and Kashmir it got introduced on the 8th of July. But is that an exam question, guys? No, not at all. CA Inter has only 40 marks for GST. They don't want to spend it on GK questions, guys. Next, what kind of taxes did we replace with GST? So guys, the next point is very important from an exam perspective. Which tax use have been subsumed or replaced? Guys, another word for subsumed is replaced by GST. So here are centers taxes and here are states taxes that are replaced by GST. Everyone be with me. There's a shortcut here, and what are these shortcuts? These shortcuts are basically small memory techniques that will help you remember. So example, the state taxes that have been replaced by GST are called VELE. VELLE. Some of you all might know it, some of you all don't know it. Don't worry guys, this is there in the quick book, so you don't need to note down. So VELE are the state taxes that have been replaced by GST. What does VELE mean? First is value added tax. Next, entertainment tax. Next, lottery tax. Next, luxury tax. And next, entry tax. These were basically taxes which used to go to the states. Now in place of this, which tax do we have, guys? We have GST. Quick recap guys, because this could be an exam question. What are the state taxes replaced by GST? VELE. What is V for, guys? Use the chat box. V is for VAT. E is for entertainment tax. L for luxury tax. L for lottery tax, and E for entry tax. Whereas guys, what were the centers taxes replaced? Which centers taxes got replaced? Guys, this first chapter, which is called Introduction, I have dedicated to Sachin Tendulkar because Sachin Tendulkar requires no introduction. So the centers taxes, guys, has a small shortcut as well. What are the shortcut for this one? Let me tell you. You can make your own shortcuts as well, or you could use these one. Sachin exercised, so he used to exercise at a railway station called CST station. So that is the shortcut. Sachin exercise at CST station. Good, some of you all already know the shortcuts because you've already been or you've heard my lectures. Great. The others guys, you all can come on board and understand these very easily. So these are centers taxes replaced now by GST. First is service tax. There is no service tax now guys. All CAs charge GST, so service tax has been replaced. Next, excise duty has been replaced. Next, central sales tax and surcharges on these have now been replaced by one hero guys. Who's that hero? The hero is GST. So this could be a very good question in the exam. What are the taxes subsumed? Central and state taxes subsumed by GST. This could be a 3 or 4 mark question in the exam. Alright. Moving ahead. Guys, please tell me, do you make some changes when you have difficulties in your life? Yes, same the government also did. What they found is that there were so many different taxes, even to understand them, to have officers for these different taxes, it was very cumbersome. Also guys, everyone had introduced GST. By the way, I don't know if you are aware, but even Pakistan has GST and they have GST before we introduced GST. So almost all countries in the world have GST. By the way, did you know there is one country in the world which is very big country and still does not have GST? Can you guess which one is that? Yes, US is a very powerful country, but till now guys, they don't have any GST concept. So there are different taxes applicable there. Anyways, coming back from the US to India, let's understand why did India introduce GST is because there were a lot of problems before GST. So these were difficulties before GST. Can this be a question in the exam? Yes. Or what are the advantages of GST? It can be any of these. Any of these could be a question in your exam. So what are the difficulties before GST and what are basically the advantages of GST? Let's try and see what this is. Again guys, a shortcut. Sachin has different cars. So Sachin's different cars got credited and verified. Excellent. People who know the shortcut can use it. Tell me in the chat box guys that you already know it. I'll be very happy. Alright. So Sachin's different cars got credited and verified is another shortcut. So here we go. Let's try and understand what this is. Guys, earlier states were not really happy. Why? Because as you see, states has very few small taxes which the states would get, and the biggest taxes were going to the center. So now are the states happy? Yes, in GST they are very happy. So states are now getting a good share of taxes, and that is the first difficulty also before GST and advantage after GST. Next. Guys, please tell me, were there different taxes before GST? Yes. Now guys, is there one, do you like the Amazon app where you can buy everything? Yes, same way guys, there is only now one tax, that is GST, and hence different taxes have been replaced, and that's a good thing. Next, earlier guys, there were different taxable events like manufacturing, like sale, like service, but now we have only one taxable event. When that happens, GST is chargeable, and that taxable event is called supply. Next, guys, do you think in GST we have something called tax on tax? No guys, in GST we don't have tax on tax. So let me explain what is this cascading effect or tax on tax. Let me explain through a very quick example. Guys, there is a product of 100 rupees. When it is sold, there is sales tax of 10 rupees. So the next person gets it for 110. When the next person ahead would sell it, he would charge on 110%, let's say 10%, so he would charge 11 rupees sales tax, so it would become 121. But what you're trying to say is that this tax is on this amount which already has a tax, so this is called tax on tax, which used to happen earlier, not anymore guys. So this cascading effect has been replaced now in GST. Now we don't have tax on tax, at least we don't have GST on GST. Next, guys, in GST, can you take credits very easily? Yes, credits are very simple, very seamless. They call it credits are very seamless. And guys, do we now have only one number? Guys, when you enter a shop, have you seen a GST number outside? Yes. Earlier we used to have different numbers like excise number, manufacturing number, service tax number. Now all of that is become very simple because we have just one number for all verification purposes. So states, Sachin's different cars got credited and verified. Guys, I'm going to be asking this quick revision on this, guys. Everyone, Sachin's different cars got credited and verified. Please tell me the shortcut. Who is now happy, guys? States. Are there different taxes now? No. Are there different taxable events now? No. Is there cascading of a tax under GST? No. Are credits very simple? Yes. And is verification very easy on GST? Yes. So these are the advantages, or these were the difficulties before GST, which now are no more there. So this is one of the questions that could be there. Now, guys, in the first chapter, they have discussed something called composition scheme, which I'm not going to discuss right now because there's a chapter ahead which discusses this in greater detail, so we'll discuss it ahead. Next, guys, for anything, do we have to make a law? Yes. So for GST also, we had to make a legal framework or a law. Let's understand what was this legal framework or what was this law. But before we discuss this, I want to know about two kinds of supplies. Guys, if Maharashtra, because currently I am in Maharashtra, supplies some goods within Maharashtra only, then what kind of supply is this? This is called intra-state supply. Guys, do you think Maharashtra should get some tax out of this supply? Yes. But do you think the central government should also get some tax out of this supply? Yes. So intra-state, the GST is divided between Cgst, that is center gets it, and Maharashtra is GST, that is Maharashtra state gets this. But guys, if Maharashtra EBC supplies some bikes to Karnataka, then in this case, guys, this one is called interstate. If you ever forget it, remember inter-school competition, one school with the other, that is interstate supply. Guys, in this case, tell me who deserves it. Does Maharashtra deserve it or does Karnataka deserve it? Guys, both deserve it. So because both should not fight, the central government says, listen, I will take it, I will charge IGST. That's how I remember this, guys. This is called IGST. This is not India GST, it's called integrated GST. Who takes the IGST, guys? Who collects this IGST? The central government, yes. And then they bifurcate it between Maharashtra and Karnataka, guys. They give it to two different states. They will divide it with a ratio, which we don't have to understand the ratio, but there is a formula where they divide the GST. They keep some part for themselves and some to the states. All right. So what is a legal framework, guys? There is an act called IGST, which was again in the year 2017. Please tell me how many acts would we need IGST? For one country, how many IGST do we need? Only one. Guys, I want more replies in the chat box. CGST Act is another act. How many CGST acts would we want? Again, for a country like India, central tax, only one. Then guys, there is an SGST Act. In fact, these are SGST Acts 2017. Guys, do you think we have a lot of states? Yes. So every state, guys, has its own SGST Act. Like Maharashtra has its own, Karnataka has its own. Plus, not just that, guys, even Delhi, even Puducherry, and even now Jammu and Kashmir, even they have their own SGST Act. Not important, guys. And guys, UTGST also, guys, has an act where a couple of union territories are combined together. I had a different shortcut for it, but one of the students here suggested a very good shortcut, so I'm going to use that shortcut. I think that is called Call DD, where this is Chandigarh, this is Andaman Nicobar Islands, this is Lakshadweep, this is Ladakh, Daman and Diu, and Dadra and Nagar Haveli. This is the shortcut for the union territories. So these are the union territories which are subject to the UTGST Act. And guys, finally, please tell me, the states, did they have to agree to bring in GST into India? Yes, the states had to agree to bring in GST, but they were very worried. What if they don't get enough money in GST like they were getting ahead? It's almost like you jumping to a new job. What if the new job is not good enough? Then in that case, the government said, don't worry, we'll make a piggy bank and we'll call it GST compensation cess. And whenever someone buys any sin goods like cigarettes or luxury goods in India, then we will charge this cess and we'll make a piggy bank. And in case states don't get enough money, then we will break this piggy bank and we will pay them. This is called states GST compensation cess. Guys, this cess was created for 5 years, and after 5 years it got extended again. Yes, this is only and only to help dash. Please tell me in the chat box. This cess will be used only and only to help whom, guys? To help the states in case of any shortfall. So for that also we have a GST Compensation Cess Act 2017. So this is the legal framework. Next, guys, in India, do we have single GST or do we have dual GST, guys? Do the center and states both have the right to charge GST? Yes. So if in the exam they say India has dual GST, explain. How will you explain that in India GST, both the center and the states have the right to charge GST? On interstate sale, the center will charge IGST and then apportion it, whereas on intrastate sale, the center and states both get equal GST, and that's why India's system of GST is called dual GST. Next, guys, is GST Destination Based Tax? Yes, because whenever you go to EBC Electric Bike Company and they charge 1 lakh rupees from the bike plus 18,000 rupees GST, does the consumer pay ahead? Yes, the consumer pays ahead. So that's why it's called a consumption based tax. So I'm just giving you an example, guys. If you buy a laptop from HP for 1 lakh rupees and 18,000 GST, same price will keep. Please tell me, who has borne the burden of GST? You have borne the burden of GST because you are a consumer. But guys, what if I have bought this same laptop for my office purposes? This is me and this is my company. And what if I have bought this for my business purposes? Then guys, this 18,000 rupees, I will not bear the burden. I will get a credit of this. We will see ahead in a chapter called ITC. So basically, ultimately, whoever is the consumer basically means someone who is not registered under GST, they will bear the burden of GST. All right, perfect. Guys, in schools and colleges, were we divided into different divisions? Yes, A, B, C, D. Same way, guys, there are so many different goods and so many different services. How do we not differentiate? How do we differentiate them? Because electric bike, let's say, is 18%, petrol bike is 12%, and hence we have a coding mechanism called HSN code. That coding mechanism is called Harmonized System of Nomenclature. It's a coding mechanism. We have not developed it. We have copied it from abroad. We do that really well. We get inspired, and this coding mechanism is used in GST. It's called Harmonized System of Nomenclature. In the exam, you can use HSN code without writing the full form. There is no problem. It's well accepted. And next, what about guys? What about services? Can services also be differentiated? Yes, guys. Services are differentiated using a code called Service Accounting Code, SAC. So please tell me, guys, do we have coding mechanisms for goods as well as services? Can you tell me only the abbreviation for goods, guys? What is the coding mechanism for goods? HSN code. And what is the coding mechanism for services? SAC. Guys, HSN is more important. Do we need to remember any codes? No, guys, we don't need to remember any codes. Perfect. Guys, the first chapter also discusses something called registration, which we will discuss ahead. It also discusses something called returns, which again we will discuss ahead. And then it discusses something, yes. Guys, sometimes it's not possible for us to actually deal with GST on our own. So the government says, listen, first up, we want to make GST completely electronic. So GST, guys, is completely electronic, and everything around GST is done through a portal called the GST portal. Do we need to open it up, etc.? No, guys, they don't ask you anything on the GST portal. Only thing is that we can do everything that we want on the GST portal. So GST is electronic. Yes, it's electronic, just like your Zomato and Swiggy. Guys, if you want to place an order with Zomato, which shop do you need to go to? No, you just need to open your app and place the order. Same thing goes with GST as well. Guys, the GST portal is very, very good, and you need to know at least 5 things that you can do on the GST portal, which is given by a shortcut called MARC. MAARC is a shortcut to remember 5 things the GST portal can help you do. First, they can help you do matching. Now, what is matching? I'll tell you, but they can help you do matching. M is for matching. Next, they can help you do analysis. How much you sold, how much you bought, all that analysis. They can help you make application. Any application that you want to make, you don't have to write love letters, guys. Now you have to just go on the portal and make an application. How do you register yourself, guys? They help you register also. Yes, GST portal helps you register also. And how do you compute the GST you need to pay? That also is done on the portal. So there are 5 things that you can do on the portal. Actually, there are 55 things. You need to remember only 5. So please tell me, guys, what are the 5 things? What is the shortcut for the 5 things that you can do on the GST portal? Has it left a mark on you? Yes, it has left a mark on all of us. M is for matching, analysis, application, registration, and computation. Guys, don't worry, the quick book has all of this, so you don't need to by heart. You just need to by heart it with me right now. Now let me tell you what, guys, is this matching concept. Just one second. Yes. Now let's understand what is this matching concept. I don't know why the eraser is the big one, the small one. 1 second. Alright, anyways, let's understand what is this matching concept, guys, through a new sheet here. I'll just explain what this matching concept is. Guys, here is electric bike company. Please tell me, whenever they make supplies, is the government happy when they make outward supplies? Yes, the government is happy because the government gets GST. So whenever they buy a battery worth, let's say, 10,000 rupees, on which the GST is 1200 rupees, guys, will EBC also be given a credit? Is there a give and take relationship? Yes, guys, they will also be given credit. So electric bike will tell the government that, government, listen, I want a credit of 1200 rupees. Guys, how does the government believe that EBC is telling the truth? So what they do is they ask battery supply company that, hey, battery supply company, have you actually supplied a battery to EBC? And battery supply company says, yes, I have supplied through invoice number 123. I have supplied batteries worth 10,000 rupees, on which GST is 1200 rupees. Now please tell me, is the government sure that EBC is saying the right thing? Yes. So this is called matching concept, which is done on the portal. Perfect. Alright, moving ahead, guys. So this GST portal, is this nice? Yes, it's very nice, but guys, it's slightly complicated, and hence we have some 2 friends who will help us understand this GST portal better. Guys, every time your parents have downloaded a new app, have they come to you to ask you, listen, how do you install Instagram? Why is this on Facebook not coming like this? Yes, same thing happens with you and me, guys, when we deal with the GST portal. So we have two friends who we go to. One is called GSPs, GST Suvidha Providers. They are basically intermediaries or in between us so that they can help us interact with the portal better. And there is something called ASPs, Application Support Providers. What do both of these do? You don't need to know anything about them. The full form you should know, and the fact that these are applications and processes that help us interact with the GST portal better. Alright. Guys, next is a small discussion again on something that you already know. Do we know about GST compensation cess, guys? When was it introduced? Same day as the GST Act, 1st July 2017. Is it on all goods, guys? On Unacademy subscription, have you paid GST compensation cess? No, it is only on sin goods like cigarettes and only on luxury goods. And it is for how many years? It was created for 5 years, but it has been recently extended, guys, because by the way, GST has completed 5 years in 2022. So recently they said that we are going to extend this GST compensation cess. Next. All right, guys, out here, you know, you guys are from different communities. Some of you all love non-veg, some of you all love never tasted non-veg, etc. Let's talk about GST. GST is Jain. And why do I call GST Jain? Because it never touches alcohol for human consumption. Basically, HC is human consumption. Whichever alcohol is sold, whether it's a bottle of wine or whiskey or vodka, on that there is no GST. So please tell me, guys, is there no tax on alcohol in India? No, there is tax. But then which tax, guys? The old taxes. Like on manufacturing, there is excise duty. On selling, there is sales tax. On intrastate selling, there is CST. So the old taxes apply. But will GST ever apply, guys? No, GST will never apply. What if the GST Council, that is the main decision making body, they say it should apply? No, they can't say it should apply because the law says GST is forever Jain. Next. Guys, there are 5 products which are right now not under GST, but soon they could be under GST if the government decides. And these 5 products are the ones which go in your bike or your car or your flight. Crude oil plus diesel plus petrol plus natural gas plus aviation turbine fuel. Guys, diesel, petrol, aviation turbine fuel, natural gas and crude oil, all these 5 products, we are going to refer them as 5 products. On these 5 products, please remember and tell me, guys, is there GST right now? But tomorrow, guys, can it be one meeting? Can Narendra Modi come on national television and says tomorrow, from tomorrow there will be GST? Can it happen, guys? Yes, it can happen. Will it be good or bad? We'll see when that happens, but it's going to happen, or it may happen very soon. Next, guys, there is some products on which there is GST also, and there is excise duty also. Is that a bad thing? Yes, it's a bad thing, but these goods are called sin goods. So on some sin goods like tobacco based products, I know you guys are too young to even think about it, but if any of y'all have seen, or any of y'all have tried, or any of y'all have family members who smoke tobacco, guys, you should know that on tobacco based products there is GST, yes. Plus there is excise duty, yes, that also, because how does it matter? Someone who smokes, I feel very bad for smokers, because every time the government wants to introduce a new tax, they will put it on tobacco products. So GST is also there and excise is also there. So let's repeat, guys, quickly, yes or no. Guys, on alcohol for human consumption, will there be ever GST? But what about industrial consumption like sanitizers? Yes, on that there will be. Guys, what about the 5 products? Is there GST right now on that? No. But late future, yes, can happen. Alright, and on tobacco and narcotic and opium, etc., yes, there is GST also, there is excise also. It is considered sin goods, so everything is there on that. All right, moving ahead, guys, I am writing a spelling. You tell me how many letter N can you see in that spelling. I am writing a spelling called exempt. Guys, how many N's do you see in this? You don't see any N's, but I will tell you there are 3 N's in exempt supply. I'll tell you how. Guys, watch out. Exempt supply means what, guys? Exempt supply means those supplies on which there is no GST. Like a doctor supplying you services, is that exempt? Yes, because there is no GST. So exempt supply has 3 N's. I'll tell you why I'm saying 3 N's. Because exempt includes 3 things. 1, guys, if something has nil rate of duty. Nil rate of duty means what, guys? Can someone tell me what is nil rate of duty? 0. So is that exempt? Yes. So that's the first N, nil rate of duty. Next, if there is something which is non-taxable like petrol, diesel, etc., is that also part of exempt supply? Yes. That's the second N. And guys, whenever the government feels like COVID vaccine or doctor, etc., they don't want them to be subject to GST, they come up with a notification for exemption. And is that notification for exemption also an exempt supply? Yes. And that's why exempt has 3 N's. So now I'm writing again the same spelling. You tell me, guys, how many N's do you see in this now? You see 3 N's? Yes. Please tell me the 3 N's. First, what is exempt supply? Anything which is subject to nil rate of duty. What else is exempt supply? Anything which is non-taxable. And what is the last exempt supply? Anything which has been exempted through notification. So now, guys, we are getting better at grammar, although no one can see the 3 N's, but I hope you can see the 3 N's now. Alright. Next, we've done interstate and intrastate. We've done the GST portal. Perfect. Moving ahead. Yes. Guys, please tell me, if the government tomorrow, if let's say you're from Karnataka or you're from Maharashtra, can the Maharashtra or Karnataka government say, listen, in these states there will be no tax? Can they do that? And imagine what happens. What if someone says in Maharashtra there is no tax? Will everyone come and settle in Maharashtra? Yes. So the tax levy or the tax removal is not in one state's hands, it's in the hands of the constitution. The constitution can only decide whether there should be tax or not, and hence when we had to introduce the constitution, or sorry, whenever we had to introduce GST, did we have to amend the constitution? Yes. Guys, we had to introduce an act called the 101st Constitutional Amendment Act 2016. Yes, we introduced it in 16 and 17 May it got passed. So what is the number 101st? How do you remember that, guys? Were we 101% sure we needed the GST law? Yes, that's how you remember, guys. How much percent sure were we to introduce GST? 101% sure. But guys, why did we need this? I'll tell you. First, you need to understand that constitution is divided into articles. So there was an article called article number 265. You don't need to remember it, but this article says that tax cannot be introduced unless the constitution allows it. So constitution's blessing should be there for any tax to be introduced. That was article 265. And then, guys, there was an article called article 246. Please, can you add up the 3 numbers, guys? What is 2 plus 4 plus 6? Anyone? What is 2 plus 4 plus 6? 12. And what is 1 plus 2, guys? 3. Unfortunately, that's a shortcut. It seems like a long cut. But there are 3 lists in this article: union list, state list, and concurrent list. Guys, at your house also, there is your room, there is your parents' room, and there is a living room. Same way, guys, there is a union list, there is a state list, and there is a concurrent list. Union list, all the matters in the union list, only the central government can make laws. Is it justified? It's like your parents' bedroom. In the state list, only the states can make laws. It's like the children's room. And guys, on the concurrent list, all the matters, who can make laws, guys? Both center and states. It's like your living room, guys. Both can come there and stay. But guys, please tell me, where did we want GST? Did we want it in the union list? No. Did we want it in the state list? No. We wanted to put GST here because, guys, please tell me, can GST be levied by center also and states also? Yes. So we wanted GST here, but there was no tax only in the concurrent list. So we had to amend the constitution. And this is a very important question. So we introduced an article called Article 246A is additional. In this article, Article 246A means additional, we brought in GST in the concurrent list. So now guys, is GST in the living room? Yes. Can both the center and the states make laws on GST now? Yes. This was Article 246A. So remember, 246A is an additional article to bring GST in the concurrent list. Next. Guys, do you remember when Maharashtra supplies some goods to Karnataka? What kind of supply is this? Interstate. And on this, what GST is collected? IGST. And guys, who gets this IGST? The center. But do they need to give it to everyone? Yes. So that apportionment or that formula is mainly given in an article called Article 269A. This says how IGST will be apportioned. This could be a very good 3-4 mark answer, guys. What are the new articles or what are the amendments because of GST law? And last, guys, please tell me, at your house, are the important decisions taken by your parents, like where to invest, how much to spend on a new house, on a new car, etc. Same way in GST, the biggest or the most powerful body, the most biggest article number, Article 279A, says that we will establish a GST Council. Guys, this GST Council does not decide, it only recommends. People are very, there is a myth that they decide. No, the GST Council only recommends. Whom do they recommend to? Any guesses, guys? Whom will they recommend? They recommend it to the government, and the central government then introduces it. So they are only a recommendatory body. Yes. Now, to recommend a decision, example, right now, guys, let's say they have put some GST on, let's say, wheat or flour or milk or hospital beds. If they want to remove it, how much percentage of voting should happen in favor of the decision? Guys, they require 75% voting in favor of the decision to pass that decision. Guys, do you think 75% seems like majority? Yes. So in that meeting, 75% people should vote in favor of the decision. But guys, can anyone dominate? No, guys, no one person can dominate, because for this 75%, the center has only 1/3 share in voting. 1/3 means 33%. So center cannot decide on its own, and the states have 2/3 share. Guys, anyone, what is 2/3 percentage? Can you tell me in percentage what is 2/3? It is 66.66%. So guys, can any of these individually dominate and make 75%? No. But can they shake hands, guys, and can they get 75%? Yes. So this, they want cooperation between the center and states to get that 75%. Next, guys, who are the members of the GST Council? First, Nirmala Sitharaman, that is the finance minister of the country. She heads the GST Council, or he, or next time whoever his person is, that will be heading the GST Council. Plus, are there members from the state? Yes, state finance ministers are also part of this. So basically there is representation of both the center and the states. Alright. And guys, what can the GST Council recommend, or what decisions can I take? What decision can it take? It can take all the decisions which are your chapter names. Please tell me, can it decide on who has to register? Can it decide what is going to be value of supply? Can it decide when will it be time of supply? Can it decide which ITC is available, which ITC is blocked? Can it decide who will get exemption? Yes, so you don't need to remember what all decision can they take. Can you just name the chapters, guys, in this answer? Yes, you can just name the chapters and your decisions are sorted. So this, guys, are the changes. I want you to repeat this for me once. Guys, please tell me quickly, did the constitution have to be amended? What is the number of the Constitutional Amendment Act, guys? 101. Next, which article says no tax can be introduced just like that? Article 265. Which article had 3 lists, guys? Article 246. Can you tell me the initial letters of 3 list? Union list, state list, and concurrent list. Guys, did we introduce a new article 246A to put GST in which list, guys? Concurrent list. Did we put 269A also to apportion which GST, guys? IGST. And the biggest number is for which council, guys? The GST Council. Is it a decision making body? No, it's a recommendatory body. The central government has to notify the decision. And how much percentage voting required, guys? 75%. How much does the center have? 1/3. How much does the states have? 2/3. And guys, can you tell me 5 chapter names which are the functions of the GST Council? Any 5 according to you. Tell me one by one. Registration, time of supply, value of supply, exemption. Excellent. ITC. Perfect, guys. Good job, good job, good job. And guys, that is the first chapter. Alright, I'm just going to open up and check if there's anything left. Perfect. I'm just going to take you through the quick book, guys, here. And then we'll look at the module and then we'll look at the question bank. So here is the quick book. I'll show you the quick book, how it's to be used, guys. IDT or GST is 40 marks. It's very scoring. Yes, we will score really well. It all starts here first, guys, and then it goes in the paper. Start your tax paper with GST. I'll tell you the paper strategy. 10 chapters. Statements or shortcuts are in blue. Study from the highlighted ICI module. Revise using the quick book. At least 3 sums to be written. Practice per chapter. For introduction, you don't need to practice anything. Go through the questions from the module as and when mentioned in this quick book. So in this quick book, guys, we have mentioned the different article numbers. These questions, question number 1 is basically reference to the module. Alright. Guys, now I just want a definition that you should know before you start GST. Guys, do you know what is give and take relationship? Have we discussed that today? Give and take relationship? Yes. Do you know what is exempt supply? How many ends does exempt supply have? 3 ends. All right. So these are some. We'll keep looking at more and more definitions, but right now I explain the need for taxes. Guys, do you need money in your bank account? Yes. Same way does the government also need money in their bank account? Yes, that's the need for taxes. Cannot be asked in exam. Not important. Difference between DT and IDT, progressive, regressive, you know this, guys, not important. There is a question here, question number 1. Why am I saying not important? Because in the exam, never has been a question asked on this chapter. I always tell people that, oh, it will be asked, but it's never asked, unfortunately. Next. Guys, has GST subsumed a lot of taxes? Yes. Can you tell me the state shortcut, guys? The state taxes is Vele and center is such an exercise at CST station. Next. Guys, were there difficulties before GST? Yes. Has GST removed all the difficulties? Guys, GST is your favorite superhero, guys. There is nothing negative about GST, especially till the ICI exam. Alright. Next, guys, composition scheme we'll discuss ahead. Was it introduced in the middle of the year? Yes. And do we have different acts? Yes. And this is called DD is 1 UT GST Act. Next, dual GST. GST is consumption based. We know HSN and SAC. Registration chapter we'll not discuss now. Returns chapter we'll discuss when they arrive. GST Suvidha providers and application service providers. Are they your friends to deal with the portal, guys? Yes. GST compensation cess we know. GST is JN we know. These 5 products we know. On tobacco and related products we know. Exempt supply has 3 ends that we know. Cgst, SGST on intrastate, on interstate. GST portal has left a mark on us. And 101st Amendment Act, these are the old articles and these are the 3 new articles. Alright, and with that, guys, I am now opening up the module. Guys, every chapter we'll do the same thing. We'll discuss the chapter, we'll see the module, we'll see the questions, and then we'll move ahead. And when I say module, guys, I mean the ICI material. Just 1 second. Guys, every file that you see here is stored on a Google Drive link. I will share the Google Drive link very soon, but here we go. This is the first chapter. For your exam, guys, if your exam is in 22 November, then all the law till 30th April 22 will be included. Let's check, guys. This is the first chapter. Anything which is highlighted we can read and we can see. Direct taxes, indirect taxes, consumption taxes, a lot of customs duty continues. We'll see in CA final what is this customs duty. Customs law will be explained at CA final. If there's nothing highlighted, we won't even look at it. Guys, is it tax on commodities and services? Yes. Does it shift the burden to the consumer? Yes. Guys, does it make things expensive? Please tell me. Every time someone has told you plus GST, have you felt bad? Yes. Is it a wider tax base? Yes. Is it regressive nature? Yes. Do we know the 101st Amendment Act? Yes. With effect from 1st July 2017, GST was introduced? Yes. Guys, this is the entire rug political game of why from 2000 we wanted to introduce GST but we could not introduce it. France was the first country to implement GST in 1954. Guys, we are very late. Next. Is there a chain of credits that we get in GST? Yes. Is burden on the final consumer? Yes. Is there cascading of taxes? No, there is no cascading in this case. Everything that is not highlighted is not important, and it's too early to discuss some of the other points like this one. It's too early to discuss a question on GST right now. Alright. Guys, do we have a dual framework of GST? Yes, India adopted dual GST, where the center and states both have the power to levy GST. There is C, S, UT and IGST. S and UT are interchangeable. Intrastate supplies and interstate supplies, we know what they are. Is there a legislative framework or a legal framework? Yes, we have different acts for different purposes. Is there a classification of goods and services? Yes, HSN and SAC code. Is there a seamless flow of credit? Yes, that's one of the advantages of GST. This is too soon to do this illustration, so don't worry about this illustration. Just guys, trust the process. I've done this numerous times. If you want to do the module, check this first chapter. Don't waste your time doing the entire module. Just do the highlighted parts. Is there a common GST portal? Yes. And can you tell me 5 things, guys, that it does? It just leaves a mark. This, in case you have free, and you want to browse, this is the GST database, gst.gov.in. The portal is one single common portal for all GST related services. This is actually a lie. There are 2 small GST websites other than this also. I'll tell you about it ahead. Next, guys, there is a e-way bill GST website also, and there is an invoice registration website also. They've only told us. So there are totally 3 websites. GSPs and ASPs, are they our friends, guys? GST Suvidha providers and application support providers. Yes. Is there a GST compensation cess? Yes. On things like luxury items, demerit. Demerit means in goods. It is basically for 5 years from the date on which the state brings into SGST into force. On alcohol, never ever, because GST is Jain, it will never touch alcohol, guys. These 5 products, you know, it can be under GST. This could be a good political win for the next election. On tobacco, opium, Indian hemp and other narcotic drugs. Guys, are narcotic drugs allowed in India? Was Aryan Khan just put in jail just like that? No, they are not allowed, but for medical purposes, guys, some of them are sold, and when they are sold, there is GST also, and there is other state taxes also. And what about real estate sector? Don't worry, real estate sector will be dealt ahead. But anything which is immovable, guys, the house that you're right now staying in, if you decide to sell the house, will there be any GST? No. We'll see that ahead. If you don't know, don't worry. But right now, we're not discussing about real estate. Perfect. Taxes subsumed, which we already know, center and state taxes. Benefits of GST, guys, we already know. Any 5 benefits, guys, you don't need to by heart 15. They've given you 15 benefits. You don't need to know them. You need to know only 5. Constitutional provision, sorry. There is Article 265. Then there is Article 246, which has 3 lists. You know which list, guys. Here it is, union, state and concurrent. And then the new articles, that is Article 246A, Article 269A and Article 279A. 269A and mainly it is Article 279A. Again guys, my suggestion would be don't waste your time doing the entire module. Save your time, especially one day before the exam. You will not get the time to do the entire module. So the quick book, these highlighted notes will be really helpful in revising very quickly any chapter. Guys, please tell me yes or no if you know this particular thing. Do you know how to differentiate between direct taxes and indirect taxes? Which is progressive, guys? DT. Which is narrow base? DT. Which is applied on your income? DT. But which is easier, guys? IDT, because for studies purposes GST is much easier. Enumerate major direct taxes and indirect taxes. Direct taxes, can you give me one example? Income tax. And indirect taxes, GST. Explain the salient features of indirect taxes, guys. Same answer. Sachin's different cars got credited and verified. Are there different lists provided in the 7th schedule to the Constitution, guys? There are 3 lists. You know the list: union, state and concurrent. Discuss the deficiency in the existing indirect taxes, guys. Were there some problems in the indirect tax system earlier? Yes. Discuss the dual model of GST. Do we have dual model, central and states? Interstate, intrastate, you know. List the central and state taxes which have been subsumed in GST. Discuss the function of the common GST portal. Guys, mark. Briefly explain the leviability of GST on petroleum, crude, etc. and not right now, later on we can apply. List the advantage that GST accrues to the trade and industry. Again, same thing. Sachin's different cars got credited and verified. And discuss the leviability of GST on otherwise on tobacco. As on tobacco, there is GST as well as excise duties. And guys, I just want to show you the question bank also. Since we're doing everything, let's also do the question bank. I'm just going to upload the question bank. Just 1 minute. Here we go. This is the question bank. Guys, this is the question bank. Let me introduce you to what is a question bank. So this is a CA Inter tax question bank. Past papers, RTP, MTP, everything covered till November 21. And this one is on GST. So this is the chapter's name, Introduction to GST. Guys, do you see any question under it, guys? No. So on this chapter, guys, you don't get any question, but this chapter makes your foundation very strong. It indirectly helps you in other chapters. And with that, guys, we've completed the first chapter. Super job. This is warm up, honestly. This is when you go to the gym and the gym trainer makes you do some useless exercises at the start and you feel funny that I've not come to do this in the gym, but this actually helps you warm up. So good job there, congratulations. And after just a 2-minute break, like not even like the Maggie break, guys, it's very short, we'll go on to the next chapter. Guys, although in the session I have put next chapter as supply, but I want to start with another chapter called value of supply. So value these 2 minutes, I'll be back, you'll be back, and we'll continue with the next chapter in just 2 minutes from now. Any questions, guys, always in the chat box. Once I come back, I'll link the Google Drive also for all of you all. Alright, and I'm back. We are here, guys. I was just hanging around 2 minutes, and we can now start with the next chapter. So let me just check where we are. Okay. Perfect. Guys, we're done with one chapter and starting off the next one. The next chapter is called Value of Supply. Let's do this, guys. Keep your mojo, enthusiasm up. There's a long way to go. But guys, every time we do this, in the middle, we are going to basically talk about one exemption so that exemptions are also covered. So let's, without wasting too much time, let's talk about one very simple exemption. We're going to start with something very simple. So let's start with one exemption, which is passenger transport services. Starting off with something very simple, passenger transport service. Guys, on the exemption chapter, the rating is 5 on 5. In fact, I could give you 7 on 5 because it's not important. It's a very important chapter. So in the middle, let's do one exemption, passenger transport services. Guys, do you think India is a fairly large country and we all want to travel? Yes. Do you want to travel after CA entered exams? Yes. So, do you think travel should be expensive? No, guys, travel shouldn't be expensive. So the government says that, okay, I understand India is a big country, you need to travel. So here is what they are saying first. Air travel. Guys, air travel, please tell me, is it expensive or is it the most expensive among the travel? So the government says, listen, if you can travel, if you can afford air travel, then you can afford to pay GST. So will this be taxable? Yes, this will be taxable. So air travel is taxable. Unless, guys, which is India's least focused part, where we don't go usually because it's too far away, Northeast. So they say that if you're going to the Northeast or if you're coming back from the Northeast, Northeast basically means all, West Bengal is not the Northeast, guys. Otherwise all Assam, Sikkim, Tripura, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, all these are Northeastern. If you're flying there or coming back from that, it will be exempt. Yes, this will be exempt. Not only Northeast, but there is an airport called Bagdogra. That Bagdogra airport is in West Bengal, but it's very close to Assam, and hence even that has been made exempt. And guys, please tell me, nowadays, do you see very small airports like Tirupati has an airport, Shirdi has an airport? Yes. So that is a scheme called Regional Connectivity Scheme. I repeat, that is a scheme called Regional Connectivity Scheme. Under that scheme, these small airports have been created, and so that we fly to these airports, the government has said that for 3 years, once these airports start, for 3 years, this will also be exempt. So air travel, guys, is it taxable? Please tell me yes or no. Yes, except to the Northeast, Bagdogra also, and except RCS airports, Regional Connectivity Scheme airports, for how many years? For 3 years, these will be exempt. Second, guys, do we use a lot of waterways for transport? I don't remember the last time I traveled through waterways, but the government wants us to encourage. So they say if it's inland waterways, that means using the rivers, etc. The government says this is great, you should travel, it is less pollution, so hence this is exempt. But if you go outside, like say a cruise from Mumbai to Goa or a cruise from Chennai to Andaman Nicobar Islands, then guys, outside it will be taxable only if it's for tourism purposes. That means, guys, if they say in the exam there was a cruise going from Mumbai to Goa, that cruise, will it be taxable? Yes. So outside it is taxable, but only if it's for tourism purposes. and not even 100% tourism if it's mainly for tourism purposes. Alright, so again, waterways guys, please tell me, inland, is it always exempt? Yes, whether it's tourism, non-tourism, always exempt. Outside, it is exempt, but it will be taxable if it's for tourism purposes. Guys, my favorite mode of travel, where you can go to a nice first class compartment, second class, and read a nice book in AC while the train goes, window seat, which is that is railways. I really love traveling by rail, especially when it's not crowded, when the AC is strong and the book is really nice. So railways guys, they say that railways should be exempt. Yes, railway is exempt, but what are the exceptions? Guys, are you comfortable? Can you feel AC? Yes, the government doesn't like it, then you can have to pay tax. And are you in the first class? Or are you in the first class? Yes, if you are in the first class, then you will have to pay tax. So these are two exceptions. Otherwise guys, railway is exempt except these two. I hope this is clear guys. So please repeat guys, is railways exempt? So if you take a train ticket from Mysore to Bangalore, is that exempt? Or Bangalore to Chennai, is that exempt? Yes, unless guys, you see, if you feel AC, or unless it's first class. Fourth, guys, what is the next best mode of transport in India? Guys, it is buses. People travel a lot by buses, etc. Guys, are the buses already there, or are you going to tell the bus where to go? No, the buses are already staged. So that is called stage carriage, because they're already staged and they want to go somewhere already, and you just become a part of it. So in stage carriage, how many C's do you see guys? You see one C. So there is only one condition, it is exempt unless it is AC. So please tell me guys, when you take a bus from Bangalore to Mysore or Mumbai to Pune, is that exempt? Yes, and if you feel AC, then it will be taxable. Fifth, guys, what about, can you book an Innova for you and your family to travel, or for your office purposes? That is called contract carriages guys. Contract carriages are things which you book for yourself, it's contracted for you. Guys, how many C's do you see here? You see two C's. So these are also exempt unless if you feel AC air blowing, or if it's for tourism purposes, then it is taxable. So guys, you book an Uber or you book an Innova to go to Tirupati, will it be taxable? Yes, it will be taxable because for tourism purposes. Next, how else do you travel guys? By the way, railways, there's an exception, metro, monorail, etc. No matter, even if there is AC, it will always be exempt because the government wants to encourage people to use metro and monorail. Alright guys, any other mode of transport do you know? In your city, how do you travel guys? Bangalore is famous for its rickshaws, Mumbai is famous for its Ubers and Olas, of course Bangalore also. So how do you travel when in these places? So you book something called radio taxi. Guys, what is radio taxi? Radio taxi is all your Ubers, Olas, Rapidos, etc. or radio taxis. Are they taxable? Yes, the government says if you can open your app and order a radio taxi, then it is taxable. And last guys, what if you go on the road and you stop a bike, or stop a rickshaw? They are called metered taxis or meters cab or meters autos. In that case guys, they will be exempt. Let's do a recap guys, full-fledged. Everyone please be with me and tell me guys, is air travel taxable? But I am going to Shillong and back in a flight, will it be taxable? If I am going to Bagdogra and back, will it be taxable? If I am going to regional connectivity scheme airports and back, is it going to be taxable? No. Rail travel guys, is it comfortable and is it exempt? Yes. But if I sit in AC, will it be taxable? If I sit in first class, will it be taxable? Yes. First class in AC will be taxable in railway. Guys, metro, mono, still exempt? Yes, still exempt because the government wants to encourage it. Waterways guys, inland waterways always exempt, outside only if tourism purposes. Stage carriage, how many conditions guys? One condition, AC, taxable, otherwise exempt. Contract carriages, how many conditions, how many C's? Two C's, AC as well as tourism. And radio taxi, always taxable. Metered cabs, always exempt. Guys, there's something called ropeway also. Obviously, it's not transportation, it's more like tourism purposes. Ropeways generally, ropeways are taxable. All right. Guys, one exemption down, one chapter down. Every chapter we'll do one to exemption so that they're not too many to do in the end. So this is what is exemption, guys. Exemption is a practical question in the exam. They will give you one transporter or one bus driver and one transporter, and they will give you 5-6 supplies. You will have to identify whether it is subject to GST or not. Before we move to the next chapter, guys, I just want to have one definition very well understood. So we are looking at a chapter called value of supply, but before we dive into that chapter, I just want to understand the definition of related persons. Who are related persons, guys? Guys, Raksha Bandhan is coming up. Is your sister or are your brother your related persons? Yes. But guys, in GST there is a whole list of related persons. How do you remember it? I have a shortcut. The shortcut goes like this. A family can cope 25%. Guys, will your family cope your nonsense, your silly jokes, your stupidity? Yes, but how much percent will they cope with it? Only 25%. That's how I remember it. Guys, a family can cope 25%. That's the shortcut for related persons. Let's try and see. A family can cope 25%. What does this mean and who are related persons? First, guys, an agent is a related person. So if I'm electric bike company and to sell my bikes, guys, can I appoint some agents? Yes. And this agent, only one condition in GST. For GST, an agent has to issue his own invoice. So guys, what if that agent issues his own invoice? Then is he an agent under GST? Yes. But what if the agent is only doing marketing for me? He makes my products famous, but ultimately I issue the invoice. The agent only makes me famous. Is that an agent under GST? No, that is not an agent under GST. So guys, a family can cope 25%. What is a for agent? Yes. Next, family members. Guys, family means whom, guys? Very important. Yourself, your spouse and your children, no matter how many children and no matter how old they are. Guys, this is your family: self, spouse and children. Guys, what if the child is 35 years old and is a very famous doctor? Still, is he your family? Yes. Independent, dependent does not matter. Plus, guys, your parents, your grandparents and your siblings, that means your brothers and sisters, are your family only if they are dependent. So this second box is only if they are dependent. Dependent means financially dependent on you. Guys, siblings means like Rakhi, can you have multiple siblings, multiple cousins, sisters, etc.? Yes, but in GST, siblings means only real siblings. So this is a family. Next, control. Guys, if you control someone, control means you basically have power to take decisions in their place. So control has not been defined, but if you control someone or if someone controls you, guys, is that a related person? Yes. Next, common control. If this is me and if I control one company and I also control another company, guys, both these will be related persons. Yes, that is common control. Next, guys, O. Two officers or two directors of the same company, guys, are they related? Yes, officers or directors in the same company. Next, P. Partners in a partnership firm, guys, are they related persons? Yes. So PwC, Deloitte, KPMG has so many partners, guys. Are they all related persons? Yes. Next, employer and employee. I call them master and slave because in India we do a lot of employee slavery. So hence employer and employee, are they related persons? Yes. And guys, anyone, any entity in which you have 25% or more shareholding, is that a related party? or related person? Yes, 25% or more, that is also a related person. So with that, guys, we are done with the definition of related persons. Can you please quickly, because it's very important, can you please tell me what is the shortcut for related persons? A family, you can only give me initials also, guys. A family can cope how much percent? 25%. Good job, guys. We are going reverse. How much shareholding? 25% or more. What is E for? Employer, employee. What is P for? Partners. What is O for? Officers. What is C for? Common control. What is another C? Control. You controlling someone or someone controlling you. F, very important, guys. Self, spouse and children always. But parents, grandparents and siblings only if they are dependent on you. Yes. And what is agent? Agent is someone who sells your goods and services, but guys, they have to issue their own invoice. That is a condition under GST for an agent. Alright, so that is a family can control 25%, that is related persons. Yes. Now guys, I am giving you an example. This is Apple and they've come up with a new phone and you're going to buy the new phone, guys. Can you exchange your old phone in return? Can you exchange your old phone? Yes, guys, you can. But then, are you only paying money or are you paying money plus phone? Money plus phone. Yes. Second option, money plus phone, both. So guys, that time, can I say price is the sole consideration? No, because you've given, besides the price, you've also given something else. But guys, what if someone goes to Apple and it's their first time they're buying a phone? Let's say you just gone into college and you are buying your first phone. Then can you pay the money entirely and get the phone? Yes. Can I then say price is the sole consideration? Yes. All right. So we've understood two things in value of supply. What is the definition of related persons? And we also understood what is price is the sole consideration. All right. Guys, please tell me, for value, think like the government. The value should be high or the value should be low? What should the value be? The value should be as high as possible, because higher the value, higher the dash, higher the GST. Because guys, higher the value, higher will be the percentage applied to it and higher will be the GST. And why are we doing this chapter value? Because guys, GST is never 100 rupees, 200 rupees, etc. It is always given as a percentage. That means GST is ad valorem. Yes guys, this is a word which you should know. GST is ad valorem. That means it is added to the value. Will textbook be given? Yes, textbook will be given. Here it is. Guys, everything that we're discussing is here. This is a family can cope 25%. This is price is the sole everything that we are discussing is there in the book, Rakesh. All right. Guys, what is ad valorem? That you add to the value, that is ad valorem. GST is always a percentage and hence we should know the value of supply. All right. Guys, please tell me, can someone tell me here, of course, what is your age, guys, right now? What age group are you in? 18, 20, 22? Yes, 24. Perfect. So, guys, this is your age right now. But at what age did you realize the value of things? You realize the value of things at the age of 15. That is because the section of this chapter value is 15. So, at the age of 15, you realize the value of things, how expensive things are, how cheap things are. So, section 15 is value of supply. And section 15 of which act, guys? We have so many acts we have in GST. For exam, all the sections are of the Cgst Act. So please tell me, whenever you think of value of supply, which section will you think of, guys? Section 15. All right. So now I'm going to give you an example and we'll discuss this chapter called value of supply. This is electric bike company. Guys, you are buying your first bike. This is you. This is electric bike company. And guys, you went to them and they said that I will give you the bike for 1 lakh rupees. Can I say that is a transaction value, guys? Yes. What if the bike's actual price was 1 lakh 20, but they're giving it to you at 1 lakh? Which is the transaction price, guys? The transaction value is whatever you're transacting at, that is 1 lakh. As we all know what is transaction value. When you go to the market, do you bargain and tell me the final price, and do they reduce it and then tell you the final price? Yes, that is the transaction value. Guys, in this chapter we have to keep all the values excluding GST. We don't have to include GST. Why? Because we have to calculate GST. Hence all these values will be excluding GST. Alright, so this is the transaction value. Okay, now guys, do you or the shopkeeper, do you want this value to go up? No, you don't want this value to go up because you don't want more GST. Why do you want to pay more GST? So you don't want the value to go up. So EBC says that, listen, okay, you pay me 1 lakh rupees, but there are some other things that you will also have to pay me directly or indirectly. So you say, okay, money is not a problem. You tell me whatever you want, I will pay you. So he says, first, because this is a bike, the municipality levies a certain tax called, let's say, the green tax or road tax of 10,000 rupees. Guys, will you pay this tax to EBC? Yes. So EBC is charging you 10,000 rupees. Money is not a problem, you pay it. Next, they say that, listen, for this bike, we bought tires from a third party. There is a third party. For this bike, we got the 2 tires from this third party, whom we have to pay 9,000 rupees. Guys, who has to pay this third party? EBC has to pay. Whose liability is? EBC's. But they tell you, listen, why don't you do one thing? Because if we pay them, then we'll have to add 9,000 and the value will go up, GST will go up. So why don't you do one thing? You directly pay this guy 9,000. Please tell me, guys, if you directly pay the third party, have you paid EBC's bill or have you paid EBC's liability? Is it benefiting EBC? Yes. So you paid this 9,000 also. And guys, if you don't understand this, think, and if you still don't understand, pay my credit card bill and you'll know if you pay someone's liability, they benefit. Next. Guys, EBC says that to deliver this bike, we will charge you an additional 8,000 rupees, or to pack this bike, deliver it, decorate it, they will charge you 8,000 rupees. We all know what is delivery charges, guys. We all order from Zomato and Swiggy. Please tell me, will you pay that 8,000? Yes, money is not a problem, so you will pay 8,000 rupees for delivery, incidental charges, etc. Next. Guys, EBC told you that, listen, yeah, you need to pay the money. You said, no problem, I'll pay it. Today is the 4th of August. You told him that you will pay within 2 months or 3 months. If you pay within 2 or 3 months, no problem, guys. But if you pay late, electric bike company had told you that, listen, if you pay late, I will charge you a late fee of 7,000 rupees. Guys, please tell me, if you pay on time, will you pay that 7,000? No. But if you get late, will you have to pay a late fee or an interest or a penalty? Yes. So you agreed to pay that also, and unfortunately you got late, so you have to pay 7,000 also. I'm assuming EBC is registered, guys. And last, guys, are electric bikes good for the environment? Yes. So there is a foundation. Let's say there is an NGO called Green Earth Foundation. Green Earth Foundation is paying electric bike companies 6,000 rupees for every bike they sell. Why? Because that's a very good cause. Is it linked to the sale? Yes. They are giving the subsidy only because you are selling electric bike, and for that, every bike you sell, you get a subsidy of 6,000. So please tell me, guys, is EBC going to get 1 lakh? Plus, is EBC also going to get all these also? Yes, directly or indirectly. Either you are going to directly pay or you are going to pay a third party. So directly or indirectly, they are going to benefit. So now, guys, please tell me, will the government want GST on just 1 lakh or on this entire amount? The government has one thing to say. They say that if you are benefiting from all these amounts, why shouldn't I benefit from all these amounts? So they will charge the GST on this entire amount. So if we total up this entire amount, it becomes 1,40,000, and the government says I want GST on this entire amount. A couple of things I want to ask you guys. Guys, in these amounts, is there any GST already included? No way. I'm assuming, guys, all these amounts are without GST. Why? Because I want to calculate GST. Alright. So guys, did we add something to the value of supply? Yes, we added 5 things to the value of supply. So first, section 15(1) says you take the transaction value. Can you tell me, guys, what was the transaction value? 1 lakh. So they say you start with the transaction value and you add 5 things to it, guys. In the exam, they might not give you all 5, they might give you 1 or 2, but how many things you got to add? You got to add 5 things, whichever of these 5 are given in the exam, and that is given in section 15(2). In fact, there are subsections which you'll never have to by heart because I'll help you. 15(2)(a), B, C, D and E. And that shortcut, guys, for this, there's a shortcut which goes like this. The 5 things that you need to add are given in the shortcut. Tax these items in supply. Guys, what is the shortcut? Tax these items in supply. So will you add any of these 5 things which come in the exam? Yes. Now let's see one by one. What do you add, guys? Guys, please tell me, did you collect any tax from the customer or did you charge any tax from the customer? Yes. Will you add that? Yes, that's the first thing that you will add. How much was the tax? 10,000 rupees. That is what you will add. Yes. All the taxes you will add? Yes, except, guys, I will tell you what the exceptions are, but right now let's first see overall. You will add taxes. Next, did you pay any third party on behalf of ABC which is linked to the supply? Not like you paid his house electricity bill, not like that. In link to the supply, guys, was there a third party? Yes, there was a third party liability that you paid in relation to this supply. How much was that? 9,000. Add that also. Yes, tire, exactly, Chirag. Next, guys, were there any incidental cost like delivery, packing, checking, testing? Yes. Any incidental cost? Guys, what if delivery was free and you did not pay anything? Then you will not add anything. The government is very clear. If EBC is going to get some money, if they are going to benefit, then we want GST. Guys, what if the delivery was free? How much would you add? 0. Excellent. So your delivery was not free, you paid 8,000. So will you add 8,000? Yes. Next, did you also pay any interest, late fee or penalty? Yes. You have to add that also. Guys, there are some details of these which I will tell you, but right now I'm just adding these 5 items. And last, guys, did EBC benefit from a subsidy? Yes. And was this 1 lakh after considering the subsidy, means after minusing the subsidy, guys? Was this 1 lakh? Yes. Yes, guys. EBC actually got 1,06,000 for this bike. Do you agree with me, guys? EBC actually, Chirag, EBC got 1,06,000 for the bike. Do you agree? 1 lakh you paid. And who paid 6,000? The foundation. So, if in the exam the language is like this, that 1 lakh rupees is after considering subsidy, that means have you already minus the subsidy? Yes. And does the government want tax on the subsidy also? Yes. So will they add it again? Yes, they will add it. So any subsidy except government subsidy you will add. So this is 6,000 that you add. This is 5 things that you will add under 15(2)(a), B, C, D and E. Please repeat the shortcut, guys. Tax these items in supply. Alright, can there be a sixth thing? No guys, there are only 5 things that you will add. Now let's go into details of each of them. I'm just going to remove this. I want this diagram to be here, but I'm going to remove everything else. Alright, I'll just keep these numbers. Okay guys, now let's look at 1-1. Please tell me, if EBC collects any tax, will you add it? Yes, except guys, GST you will not add, because you are doing this calculation to calculate GST. So if there is GST, remove it guys, you will not add that. And any tax collected at source you will not add. So please tell me in the chat box guys, what are the 2 taxes you will not add? GST you will not add, and TCS you will not add. Next guys, any third party payments that you have made on behalf of the supplier, will you add? Yes, but guys, should it be linked to this supplier? Yes, it should be linked to this supplier. Next guys, any incidental things will you add? Yes, you will add, but again guys, incidental should be linked to this supplier and you should have paid it. What if you did not pay? Then you will not add. What if guys, they incurred some cost but they did not charge it to you? Then you will not add guys. Next, any interest, late fee or penalty, will you add? Yes, but now here is the catch guys. Please tell me guys, is EBC registered? Yes. So when they supply the bike, will they charge GST? Yes. If they start selling cars, will they charge GST? If they start selling mechanical services, repair services, will they charge GST? Yes. And if they start charging you interest, will that also be subject to GST? Yes guys, once you are registered, everything will be subject to GST. So please tell me guys, did you pay some interest to EBC? How much did you pay? You paid 7,000 rupees. Did that already have GST in it? Yes guys, it is almost like buying a Lay's packet. Please tell me, when you buy a 20 rupees Lay's packet, is there GST on that Lay's packet? Yes, but do you pay 20 plus GST? No, it's included in it. Guys, please tell me you agree or no. Guys, do you agree? A for agree. On that 20 rupees packet guys, is GST already included? Yes, it is already included. So then in this same case guys, when you pay 7,000 to EBC, because the language I used was you paid 7,000, would this already be inclusive of GST? Just like your Lay's packet? Yes. But do I need to put this with GST here? No, I need to add without GST. So how do I remove GST guys? This is the first GST rate that you need to by heart. Very few GST rates you need to by heart. So this 7,000 already has 18% GST. So what is the amount without GST guys? Do the calculation on a calculator please, and please tell me how much is it. 5932. So how much will you add guys? Will you add 7,000? No, you will add 5932. I'll repeat this one last time. Please tell me guys, when you buy a packet of chocolate dairy milk 50 rupees, do you pay 50 plus GST? No, GST is already included in it. Yes, absolutely right. Same way guys, when you pay interest, if they say interest plus GST, then you don't remove it. But if they say you've paid 7,000 only, then guys, is GST included? Yes. Will you remove it? Yes. And this is how you remove it. So what is the rate of interest on interest, late fee, penalty? 18%. And last guys, if you get any subsidy and the words are the price is before minusing subsidy, then that means they have not reduced the subsidy. But if they say the price is after subsidy, that means the price was 1,06,000, they got 6,000, and after that the price is 1 lakh. Guys, will you add 6,000 again? Yes. And if you are ever confused, think, does the government want GST on 1 lakh or on 1 lakh 6 guys. They want GST on 1 lakh 6, so hence you got to add. Except government subsidy. And guys, government subsidy don't add, and this subsidy should also be linked to the supply. Guys, what if Green Earth Foundation just gave 1 crore rupees to them, which is not linked? Will you add that? No, it should be linked, only then you will add. These are the 5 things you will add. Guys, quickly, please tell me the section for value of supply. What will you start off with? 15.1 says you will start off with the transaction value. How many items will you add, guys? 5 items. Under which section? 15.2. Please tell me the shortcut in the chat box, guys. Tax these items in supply. Tax you will add, yes. Third party you will add, yes. Incidental you will add, yes. Interest you will add, yes. Subsidy you will add, yes. That means, guys, does the government want a higher value on which they want GST? Yes. And this is A, B, C, D, E. Quote the sections. Very few people will quote section in the exam. Guys, while they allow you to add 5 things, please remember all this should be linked, and nothing of GST should be in this because you are going to calculate GST. Alright. Guys, you went to Zara to buy a shirt for 1000 rupees and they give you a 20% discount. So please tell me how much does Zara benefit from? 800. So how much does the government want GST on? 800. Same way here also they say that while we are going to add 5 things, we'll allow you to minus some things. Under a section called 15.3, they allow you to minus any discount. Guys, discount can be minus, yes, but discounts are of 2 kinds. There are 2 discounts you can minus. Let's discuss what all you can minus. There are 2 discounts. First, invoice discount, which I just showed you. What Zara gave you, guys, is this invoice discount. Please tell me, can you see this on the invoice and feel happy? Yes. Next, second is tick discount. This is a shortcut, guys. Tick discount. What is this tick discount? First, whichever discount they are giving you, the terms have been told to you in advance. Maybe they're not giving you a discount this time. McDonald's and Domino's use this a lot, that on your 3rd order you will start getting discount from the 1st, 2nd and 3rd, all 3 orders. So guys, have they told you the terms in advance that on the 3rd order you will get a discount? Yes. They should give the discount invoice wise. That means, let's say EBC has a scheme whereby when you buy a 2nd bike, you will get discount on the 1st bike also and 2nd bike also. Guys, have they told you the terms in advance? Yes. When you buy the 2nd bike, they have to give you discount invoice wise. That means on the 1st invoice they will give you 10% discount, and on the 2nd invoice also they will give you 10% discount. But the 1st invoice is already issued to you, but still they will change it now and they will give you invoice wise discount. And last, guys, please tell me, this last one is slightly complicated, so understand it. If I am Zomato and if I am buying a laptop worth 1 lakh rupees on which GST is 18,000 rupees, guys, can I take a credit of this 18,000 rupees? Yes, because I am using it for business purposes. So in my credit ledger, electronic credit ledger, can I take 18,000 rupees in my Paytm account? Yes. But HP told me that when you buy the 2nd laptop, we'll give you discount on the 1st one also and the 2nd one, 10% discount. So you bought the 2nd laptop, guys. How much will you buy the 2nd laptop for? 90,000, because there's a 10% discount. And on that, 18% is 16,200. So now how much will you take to the credit ledger for the 2nd laptop? 16,200. But please tell me, did they tell you that they will also give you a discount on the 1st laptop? Yes. So this value, will it become 90,000? And if the value goes down, will the GST also go down and become 16,200? Please tell me yes or no, guys. Yes. So in that case, guys, will you also have to reverse this credit and make it 16,200? Yes. So that is called credit, excess credit. If you've taken, then you will reverse it. Please tell me guys here, were the terms told to you in advance when you bought the first laptop? Yes. Was it at discount given invoice wise? Yes. And guys, any credit that you take extra, was it reversed? Yes. Alright. Guys, please remember in this case, credit reversal only, guys, what if instead of Zomato this was you, a student, can you take credit? No. So can you reverse any credit? No, you don't have to. So only if you've taken excess credit, you'll have to reverse it. This two discounts you can minus, that's called tick discount and invoice wise discount. So guys, while in 15.2 you add, in 15.3 you can minus. What are the only two things you can minus? One is invoice discount and one is tick discount. There's nothing called tick guys, it's only a shortcut to be used in classroom. In the exam you have to say what is T, what is I, what is C. Alright, anything else? Just let me check. Perfect. Guys, these discounts can be called by different names. Guys, can I call them secondary discount? Yes. Can I call them year-end discount? Yes. I can call them different names. I'm going to check whether you understand tick discount or not. Guys, Parle G had a scheme that if you buy 100 or 1 lakh packets of biscuit, you will get 10% discount. Is that tick discount? Yes. Because they told you in advance that if you buy 1 lakh, then you will get GST or you will get discount. Next, there is, let's say, what do you say, a watch, Samsung. Samsung said that if you sell 1000 watches in this year, you will get a 10% discount. Is that tick discount? Yes. But what if Samsung said that, listen, there is no discount, they gave you at the full price, but you're a shopkeeper, you're selling Samsung products, but the watches were not being sold, so they gave you an discount in the end. As when the watches were not being sold, they gave you a discount. Is that tick discount? No, because that is given suddenly, which is logical guys. This is very, very logical. Perfect. So this is the second chapter, and guys, the section is 15.1, 15.2 and 15.3. Please use the sections wisely. This is the second chapter. I'm going to the quick book to just discuss the quick book. See value of supply from the quick book. GST is ad valorem. Yes. Percentage of value. Please keep writing why whenever you understand, so I know you're understanding the quick book as well guys. Section 15 deals with value of supply. Yes. But guys, what do you start off with? You start off with the transaction value, but there are two conditions. I've not discussed that, but I'm discussing it now only. There are two conditions. First, you can use transaction value only when the buyer and seller are not related guys. They should not be related, and price should be the sole consideration. Only then can you use the transaction value. So please tell me to take the transaction value. What are the two conditions? The buyer and seller should not be related, and price should be the sole consideration. Alright. Guys, do you know the definition of related persons? Yes. Do you know the 5 items to be added? Shortcut is tax these items in supply. Please remember, interest always basically after GST, without GST. And do you remember guys the two things that you need to minus? Yes. Alright. Guys, these are reference to exam questions, etc. So whenever you're using the quick book, you can solve the questions also. Please use the updated quick book. I will, at the end of this session, I will put the drive link for these notes wherever you can find this quick book and the highlighted notes as well as the question bank as well. Alright. Now guys, opening first the module. Here we go. I'm just going to open up the module here. Perfect. As in the module, what we will do is first let's attack the question and then let's come back. Yes. So these are the questions. Let's see the question, guys. Lots of questions. Are post supply discounts eligible for deduction, guys? Can you minus any post supply discounts from the value of supply? Yes. Under 15.3 only if they are tick discounts. What is T? Terms. What is I? Invoice wise, and the excess credit should be reversed, and those kind of post supply discounts can be deducted. Guys, read this and please tell me what is the transaction value. What do they usually charge from the students? Over to you all, please read it. Guys, what do they charge from the student? 10,000 rupees, that is the transaction value. The institute received 3 lakhs as coaching fees during the month. Navjeevan, an NGO working in the area of education, gave them a subsidy of 10,000 lump sum, guys. Is this linked to a particular supply? No, guys, this is not linked. So will you add this? No, you will not add this. Determine the value of supply. The value of supply is 3 lakh. Will you add this 10,000? No. But please tell me, guys, this is a subsidy. Why are we not adding this subsidy? Because it is not linked. Next. Guys, I want more replies, please, and I want quicker replies. This is not a full-time course. It's a fast-track course. Please understand. We need to hurry up. You already know most of these things. You just need to hurry up with your replies as well. Guys, Furniture Wala is a chain of retail showrooms selling both modern and classic furniture. So, Furniture Wala is selling furniture. Guys, will the government be happy when they sell furniture? Yes. Now, they give you free delivery if it's up to 20 kilometers. Leena Kapoor purchases goods worth 2 lakh and she stays at 18 kilometers, guys. Will it be free delivery for Leena Kapoor? Yes. So, guys, will there be any additional addition to this 2 lakh? No, nothing will be added to this 2 lakh. But, guys, they charge you 10 rupees if you stay beyond 20 kilometers for every additional kilometer. What if you stayed 50 kilometers away? So, how many additional kilometers, guys? Beyond 20, 30 additional kilometers into 10 rupees. So 300, will I add it? Yes. Only if it's collected. Yes, it is collected, or it will be collected, and hence you will add 300 rupees. Under which section, guys? 15(2)(c) tax these items, incidental expenses. AKJ Foods gets an order for supply of processed food. So are they supplying some goods, guys? Yes. Is the government happy with that? Yes. The customer wants the consignment tested for gluten. Guys, any testing etc. which you do, will you charge the customer? Yes. And will you add it to the value? Yes. But AKJ Food argues that such testing fees should not form part of value of supply. Guys, is it right? Is the company's argument correct? Absolutely rubbish argument, guys, because as per section 15(2)(c), any incidental expenses in relation to supply should be added. Next. Guys, read it and please tell me what is the transaction value. How much is this private management institute charging to its students? Guys, what is the actual fee? The actual fee is 5 lakh rupees. But for lower income group students, what is the fee, guys? The fee is 3 lakhs. So please tell me what is the transaction value. The transaction value, excellent, is 3 lakh rupees. Guys, is there any subsidy they are getting? Yes, they are getting a subsidy. And do we add the subsidy? Yes, guys, we will add the subsidy. So hence the value of supply will be 5 lakh rupees. Guys, do you think this is right morally and humanitarian wise? Do you think it is right that even for lower income group students, the GST will be on 5 lakhs? Otherwise guys, you know what people will do? They will all tell the students, listen, you pay us 3 lakh rupees and through a trust you pay us 2 lakh rupees. So the government does not want to be fooled that way. Unless the government is giving subsidy, every subsidy will be added. Don't get into humanitarian side guys, go into the mark side right now and let's get the marks. So is 2 lakh added? Yes. Is it connected to the supply? Yes. The subsidy is given to subsidize education of students who have gained admission there, so it's linked to the supply. Next, guys, Mazda Banners is an advertising firm. They give interest-free credit period of 30 days. To a customer who paid after 32 days, guys, will interest be charged? Yes, but Mazda waived the interest. Waive means have they charged it, guys? No, they said, listen, you're a regular customer, don't pay interest. Guys, if Mazda does not get money, should the government get GST? No. Simple guys, if you don't get money, why should the government get GST? But the department still added 2 days interest, notional interest. Notional means assumed interest. Can they do that? No. Interest can be added only if it is charged or chargeable, not when it's waived off. Alright. Guys, Crunch Bakery is giving a discount. So for question number 6 in your YouTube class, you said 2 lakh won't be added, is not for all students. This view you can take here is that per admission you are getting a 2 lakh rupee discount. So hence this is another view that you can have. So this is a stronger view and hence I am going with this right now also. Alright, you should also go with this view here. Alright. Guys, Crunch Bakery is selling biscuits. When the biscuits remain unsold with the dealers, it offered additional discount. Guys, is this a tick discount? No, this is not tick discount guys, because it was given at the end when the goods remain unsold. Red Pepper Delhi, a registered supplier, is manufacturing taxable goods. It provides the following details of taxable interstate supply made by during the month of March. Guys, what is the list price of the goods? 15 lakhs. So do we start with 15 lakhs? Yes. I'm reading it. You tell me whether I should add it or not. Subsidy received from the central government. Should I add it? No. Subsidy received from an NGO for supply of taxable goods to an old age home, exclusively related to supply. Yes. Should I add this? Yes. I'm assuming guys the 15 lakhs was after considering this subsidy. Tax levied by municipal authority. Should I add this? Yes. Packing charges. Yes. And late fee. The recipient has agreed to pay 6,000 in lump sum. So guys, is he paying any additional GST? No. So is this like your Lay's packet guys? Is GST included already? Can you remove GST and tell me guys 6,000 divided by 118 into 100 is how much? 5084 will be added. So how much will you add? 5084. Alright. Messrs Flow Pro sold a machine. Guys, Flow Pro is selling a machine to BP Limited. Guys, is the government happy? Yes. Do they want to get happy on a bigger number? Let's see the number guys. Price of the machine excluding taxes and other charges. So do we start with 25,000? Yes. Third party inspection charges guys. Guys, third party inspection charges, do we add? These charges were not recorded in the invoice. Do we add it? Yes. The government says if supplier you are benefiting, even I want to benefit, these should be added. Yes. Even if they directly pay to the third party, yes, even then. Next. Guys, freight charges for delivery of the machine, do we add delivery charges? Yes. What if this was not charged only? Then you will not add only, but this was charged, so you will add. Next, just one second. Next guys, subsidy received from the state government. State government subsidy guys, do we add? No, don't add. And discount of 2% guys, can we minus discount of 2% on the list price? So what is the list price? The list price is 25,000 into 2%, that is 500 rupees discount. Can I minus? Yes, section 15(3). Shri Krishna furnishes the following information relating to goods sold by it to Shri Balram. Krishna is selling it to Balram. Please tell me, is the government happy? Yes. Let's see on how much value they want to get happy on. Price of the goods, do we start with this? Yes. Municipal tax, guys, can I add? A for add? Yes. Inspection charges, do I add this? Yes, A for add. Subsidy received from Shri Ram Trust and subsidy is linked to the goods supply, should I add it? Yes, A for add. Late fees, inclusive of GST. However, guys, these charges were ultimately waived off by Shri Krishna and the amount was refunded in the same month. So guys, will I add anything? No, because ultimately it was waived off. And if I had to add, guys, would I add the entire 1000 or after GST? Without GST, guys. Payment charges, guys, are they also incidental? Will it be added? Yes, this also has to be added. Guys, all of them have to be added under section 15(2) except something which is waived off. Kohli is supplying machinery to Giza. Guys, is the government happy? Let's see how much. Do we start with 5,50,000? Part fitted in the machinery at the premises of Giza Limited. Guys, will we add this? Yes, because it was Kohli Limited's liability paid by Giza. Kohli had to pay, but you have paid it. So will we add it? Yes. Installation and testing charges? Yes. But what if they said included in the price? Then you will not add. If it's not included only, then you will add. Discount, guys, will you minus the discount? Yes, you will minus the discount. And last one, guys, please tell me, is this tick discount? You have to read and tell me tick or no tick. Excellent Chirag, excellent Ajit Vaishnavi, good. No tick, guys, good Kushal, good Dhruti, good Pavan, good Ananya, Shilpa, Rakesh, everyone, guys, good job. No, because yours should be excellent, because here there is no change in individual transaction and this was made straight at the year end. So hence this one will not be deducted. Perfect. Guys, now let's go to the question bank. And let's see what has come from the question bank in terms of value of supply. Guys, this is a November 2020 paper, 6 marks on value of supply. Let's see. Guys, everyone, please pay attention. Following are the particulars relating to one of the machines sold by SQM to ACD in the month of February at a list price of 9,50,000. Guys, sold by S to A. Is the government happy? Yes. Which price do we start off with? 9,50,000. You tell me, guys, what all to add to this 9,50,000. Let me read and you tell me. A for add. Municipal taxes chargeable on the machine. Should I add this? Yes. Outward freight charges. Contract was to deliver the machine at ACD's Limited's factory. Guys, were you supposed to deliver it to the factory of ACD? Yes. That means, guys, delivery was supposed to be done by you, and have you charged? Yes. Will this be added also? Yes. But guys, I am changing the question. What if you had decided to give the delivery at your factory only and ACD had paid a transporter? Then will it be added to this supply? No, then it will not be added to this supply. Guys, because you had agreed to deliver it and you had charged them money, this will be added to the value of supply. Guys, what if nothing? What if it was free supply? Then will you add 65,000? No, you will not add 65,000. Alright. Let's see the next one, guys. SQM normally gives an interest-free credit period of 30 days for the payment. After that, it charges interest at 1% or part thereof on the list price. ACD paid for the supply after 45 days, but SQM waived the interest payable. Guys, how much should I add? Nothing. Why? Because interest was waived off. But what if this was not given? Let's calculate, guys. What if this was not given? Then what is the list price? 9,50,000. And are you delayed after 30 days? So 1%. So how much would that be? 9,500. But because it has been waived off, you don't add anything. Next. SQM received 50,000 as subsidy from one non-governmental organization on sale of such machine. Guys, is the subsidy linked? Yes. The subsidy was not linked to the price. Sorry, my bad guys, I read it late. It was not linked. So do I add it? No, I will not add it. ACD deducted discount of 15,000 at the time of final payment, which was not as per agreement, guys. Is this tick discount? No, guys. So this can I minus? Sorry, you cannot minus this. So till now only two things I have to add. Next, SQM collected 9,500 as TCS. Guys, generally taxes I have to add, but TCS should I add? No, I don't have to add. Compute the value of taxable supply. Guys, the value of supply is this 9,50,000 plus 45 plus 65. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Guys, looking at the next question already. This is from an MTP of November 20. Let's see how you get 4 marks in this case. Kashi Limited supplied machinery to Alisha Limited, dealer in the same state, means intra-state, guys. Kashi is supplying to Alisha. Guys, is the government happy? Yes. And is this intra-state? CGST, SGST. Let's see on what it will apply. What do I start off with? 5,50,000. One part is directly fitted in machinery at the place of Alisha. Amount paid by Alisha directly to the supplier as per the contract. This amount should be paid by Kashi. Guys, is a third party liability of supplier. Should I add it? Yes. A for add. Installation and testing charges not included. Should I add it? Yes. Discount on 2% of the machinery recorded in the invoice. Guys, should I minus it? Yes, it's on the invoice. Minus it. And please tell me, guys, is this tick or is this no tick? Excellent, guys. It is not tick, so no impact of this. So it's 55,000 plus 20,000 plus 25 minus 2%. Don't worry about the calculation. All calculators, if the batteries are okay, will give the right answer. Alright, guys, please remember this is a fast track course. So somewhere we'll have to compromise on the calculations. I'm hoping you are already good friends with your calculator. Perfect. This is the question number 12 of November 21 paper. Let's see this, guys. Namo Shankar, a registered supplier in Mumbai, Maharashtra, so the supplier is in Maharashtra, has supplied goods to Narad and Nandi Motors located in Ahmedabad and Pune. So Narad is located in another state, so this is IGST, and Nandi is in your own state, so this is CGST plus SGST. Compute the GST liability of Namo Shankar. Guys, for that we need the value of supply. Let's find out the value. Let's first do Narad. Guys, can I start with 10,000? Is this the price of the goods? What if this was including GST? Then you would remove the GST, because for this calculation we don't need any GST. Packing charges, do I add? Commission, do I add? Payment is not there, discount is not there. So 11,000 is the value of supply in this case. And what about this one, guys? 30 I will add. Packing is not there, commission is not there. Payment should I add, guys? Yes. And what about discount for prompt payment, which is recorded in the invoice itself? Guys, can I minus this? Yes. So 31,000 in this case. Now please tell me, on Narad case IGST will apply, and on this C and SGST will apply. Guys, with that we've completed module questions, we've completed the previous year's questions, we've completed every aspect of this chapter in good time. We still have 15 minutes, guys, so that is commendable job. Give it up for yourselves. 2 chapters down. Of course, I wanted to start off with chapters which are not really very huge, but again, guys, important. Very rarely do you cover all the corners like this, that looking at the discussion, then looking at the module question, exam question at one go, and that was my intention to bring to this fast track course. Alright, guys, we will now move ahead, but I want to just discuss one small thing with you before we go ahead. Yes. Guys, this is EBC. This is a shortcut coming up, guys, and this will be used in every chapter. So please tell me, whenever EBC makes a supply of 1 lakh rupees and there is GST of 18,000 rupees, guys, will they collect this GST sooner or later, or will they collect this 1 lakh 18 sooner or later? Yes, please tell me yes or no, guys. Yes. And will they pay 18,000 to the government? Of course, after minusing credit, etc. So can I say this supply has led to a liability? Please tell me, guys, do you understand this? Does supply lead to liability? Yes, please repeat. What is the shortcut, guys? SL. Supply leads to what, guys? Supply leads to liability. So guys, in my education, when I provide services to Unacademy, is that a supply? Will I charge Unacademy my fee plus GST? Yes. And will I have to pay to the government? Yes. So can I say the more the supply, the more the liability? Yes, that's a very, very important shortcut. Supply leads to liability. And for this bike, when they purchase some inputs like batteries, etc., on that purchase, guys, will they get credit? Yes. So that is what is the second shortcut, PC, purchase credit. What if they purchase some CA services? What if they purchase some tempo? Doesn't matter what they are purchasing, as long as the government is happy here, they will give you credit. This is called give and take relationship. These are two shortcuts, SL and PC. Please tell me, guys, what does supply lead to? Liability, SL. And what does purchase lead to? Credit. Alright, I'm going to take this time to discuss 1-2 more definitions, guys. We've discussed family definition. Alright, guys, do you know electric bike company, guys? Will it have a PAN number? Yes, guys, a PAN number is like a house number. Under this PAN, can it have one entity in Maharashtra, electric bike company Maharashtra? And can it have one more entity, electric bike company Karnataka? Yes. Are both these entities under the same PAN? Yes. So these kind of entities are called deemed distinct persons. Guys, have you heard this term before? If not, guys, now get familiar. This is called deemed distinct persons. Entities under the same PAN are called deemed distinct persons. What if they have another entity, electric bike company Tripura? Even that will be called deemed distinct person. Alright. Setting up the stage for the next chapter already. Please tell me, who is a supplier, guys? Who is the supplier? Very simple, useless definition. Supplier is the one who supplies. So in this case, please tell me who is the supplier? EBC. And who is the recipient, guys? The recipient is the person who receives. No, guys, the recipient is the person who pays. Please tell me, recipient is the person who pays. What if there is free supply? You don't have to pay anything. Then in that case, recipient is the person who receives. Alright, just 1 second. And you also know what is an agent under GST. Agent is the one who issues his own invoice. Alright, perfect. So we are done with introduction chapter, guys. We are done with passenger transport services as an exemption, and we are also done with a chapter called value of supply. We will do one more exemption and then we will end this session and move on to the next one. Alright. Guys, the next small exemption that we are going to do, let me think which one we can do. Let's do healthcare services. Guys, when you go to a doctor or you go to a hospital or a nursing home, they all wear a cap. Why cap, guys? There's a shortcut. Clinical establishment, authorized medical practitioner and paramedic. Guys, when you go to a clinical establishment like a hospital An authorized medical practitioner like a doctor, or a paramedic like a nurse who's helping the doctor. Guys, will they charge you money? Guys, will the doctor charge you money? Yes, of course he will charge you money, but he will not charge you GST because it is exempt. So guys, please tell me, do you understand what is a cap? Yes. Guys, they should be providing you services in the nature of होना से. What is होना से? होना से is homeopathy, Unani, naturopathy, allopathy, Siddha, Ayurveda and yoga. Guys, please tell me, are these all different forms of medicines or medical techniques? Yes. Homeopathy, Unani, naturopathy, Ayurveda, Siddha, everyone's go-to, allopathic and yoga. This, only if it's given in this services will it be exempt. What if the cap is giving you Reiki services, guys? What if it's giving you Reiki services? Then that will be taxable. Alright. Next, guys. What if they tell you that, listen, you've broken a bone, you need to get an X-ray done, and they send you to a diagnostic center? Diagnostic is also exempt. What if they take you to the hospital and back in an ambulance? Then that is also exempt. Next, what if it's not you, but if your pet is not well and you take it to the vet, even that pet services are exempt from GST. Next, guys, what if there's a cord blood bank? Guys, cord blood bank, they give you some therapy called stem cell therapy, which is basically used to treat you when you get older. Stem cell therapy. This, will they charge you money? Yes, but it will also be exempt. Next, guys, what if they hospitalize you? What if they admit you and you have to pay for treatment plus stay plus food? Guys, please tell me, is this all together, treatment plus stay plus food? But among these three, which is the principal supply that you went for? Did you go there for the food or the stay? No, you went for the treatment, and hence all these three together will also be exempt. What if they give you some hair transplant, cosmetic surgery or plastic surgery because, guys, you met with an accident or you have a defect or a deformity? Guys, in that case it is exempt. So what is taxable then? Let's check, guys. If this same hair transplant, cosmetic surgery and plastic surgery was because you were just wanting to look good, then is it taxable? Yes, it is taxable. What if food is given to your friends who visit you in the hospital or to outpatients who are not admitted? Then it is taxable. What if they've given, guys, I saw a stand-up comedy whereby, in a hospital there is a Haldiram in Delhi. So what if they give it on rent, guys, to Haldiram? A hospital gives it on the ground floor. That is taxable. And guys, what if there are ads etc. in the hospital of Jio? That all will be taxable. The recent change for ICU hospital beds won't apply for November 22. Absolutely right. It will not apply for November 22. Only changes till April will apply for November 22. Guys, once we finish and all the chapters of GST, there is an amendments schedule or sheet which we will discuss of any recent changes that have happened. Alright. Perfect. Guys, next, what else will be exempt here? Yes. Guys, what if the hospital buys an AC? Guys, will it be subject to GST? Yes, guys, when they buy an AC, laptop, etc., these are all subject to GST. And please tell me, guys, in these taxable supplies, will the government be happy with these taxable supplies? Sorry, exempt supplies. My bad. I'll repeat the question. Will the government be happy with these exempt supplies? No, they are not getting any GST. So will they give you credit of this GST on this AC? No. Give and take relationship, guys. So all the inputs, guys, will it be subject to GST? Yes, it will be subject to GST except two inputs. First, if a doctor etc. provides services, like a surgeon visits a hospital, charges them 1 lakh, that will be exempt. And next, if there is a biomedical waste treatment, guys, hospital creates a lot of biomedical waste. If some agency gives biomedical waste treatment and charges them money, will that be exempt? Yes, that will also be exempt. So only two services are exempt. So here we go. These are taxable, these are exempt. Let me just check if there's anything else on the exemption. Just 1 second. Yes, exemption, this is healthcare. Yes, and rehabilitation services, but only if provided by public, that means only provided by government hospitals, will be exempt. Perfect. Guys, that is done and dusted. So in this session, we did 2 chapters and we did 2 exemptions, and same will happen in the next session as well. In the next session, maybe we'll not finish 2 chapters, but we'll finish 1.5 and we'll do 2-3 exemptions there as well. The agenda, guys, is eyes on the prize. Last time's result was surprisingly low, and if you've not cleared, I don't honestly blame you. Keep that enthusiasm alive. I'm with you, and we will get this through the next time around. Now that you've given the exam once, or if you're studying fresh, no problem. Any number is better than the number they gave last time. Any questions? Always reachable, guys. Again, these are my digits. In case you need to reach out, WhatsApp is the best way to ask any doubt if you have. Otherwise, the Telegram group is on, but Telegram I'm not really very active on, but this is a better way to reach out to WhatsApp. Perfect. Now, guys, I'm going to take a break. If you have any questions, do let me know. Otherwise, guys, we'll start the break now, and I'll see you guys now in half an hour. If you can come about 2-3 minutes earlier, it'll be great, and we'll start it at around 6ish. Yes, at around 6, studying fresh, bit of fast teaching. Yes, Rakesh, you've come to a fast track course. In 55 hours we are completing GST and DT, so yes, it is going to be fast. There is no way out. All right. Also, Rakesh, if you're studying for the first time, then this could be something that you're not in the right place, because it's a fast track course. This is expected that you've at least seen one. Once you've seen the things are familiar, then this will be a lot of useful, guys. And it's also about you getting used to the pace. All right, perfect. Guys, in this 55 hours, I could just discuss and leave it, but I don't want to do that. I want to discuss also. I want to look at the questions also. I want to look at the module also. I'm very greedy in that term. I want to finish it entirely, and I want to do it in this much time. I hope you understand my constraints. All the best. I'll see you guys now in half an hour. Thank you. And Rakesh, any other question, to let me know. Perfect. Great, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. And see you now in half an hour. Thank you, guys.